In fact, you showed me the box. So I haven't got a copy anymore, but you showed me the box a couple of days ago, and there was that weird competition on the front, right?
Oh yes. Oh, very good. Hold something up to the camera now. Hang on, let me find the box. Where did I put it? It's all the way.
I mean, the camera's not on, so people
hang
don't see it.
What was it?
I appreciate you going through the effort of actually doing it.
The win the opportunity to be frozen in cryogenic status. So obviously somebody at IDOS thought this would be, as a post-apocalyptic game, let's not lean into the RTS or what the actual game itself is, but give people... I wonder if anybody won it.
I was thinking that. Did they? Already. Yeah. Oh, it's alive today. It's that kind of a ticket they've got for later on. Can you opt in early and get frozen early? I don't know.
Is it the whole body or just the head? But, oh, here we go. The front cover of the PC and the PS1 game. What have we got? So, Gamer's Distinction from PC Gamer, 90%. PC Zone Classic, 90%. Essential PC Gaming Essential Game. And the PlayStation 1 was, I'm wearing the wrong glasses for this, showing my age. 9 out of 10 from PlayStation Magazine and 92% from PlayStation something or the other that I cannot read because it's way too small.
92% is good. I don't know what tomatoes
I'm even wearing the Warzone t-shirt at the moment, which nobody would appreciate. I managed to find one of those lying around somewhere.
I've got the metal pin still.
But like, we're talking about the visual identity or the art direction of this thing, and I'm looking at the cover, and there's nothing that really says what it does as a game.
It's a tank.
It's a tank. Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, there's nothing to it that says, even the title, like Command and Conquer, kind of gives you a hint. But looking back now, we could have, actually, I don't know who did the cover. I assume somebody at IDOS's marketing department.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing that specifically shows what the game is about. Still, we sold all the copies they printed, so, wasn't grumble.
Yeah. Back in those good days, we used to have, let's say, Command and Conquer, great game. Dune LTS was a fantastic, very, very buggy, very flawed game. Lots and lots kind of fun. And kind of RTS seemed to kind of peak around the kind of Warzone kind of time. And after that, I mean, there are still a few around. Homeworld was a really good RTS.
Homeworld was a thing of beauty. I remember we sent them a signed copy of our game the whole team had signed.
That's nice.
And then, was it 10, 15 years ago or something, we all spotted it on eBay. It's like,
what a sell for? Did they make a lot of money?
I have no idea.
Did you bid on
that? No. Yeah, I sold by the time about it.
But yeah, great games. I think that kind of genre seems to kind of disappeared a little bit over kind of time, which is a bit of a shame. So, maybe it's time it made a comeback. Look at the lovely units. Also, when you say actually the way that one of the buildings was the building on the way to work, like you went.
Oh, right. So there used to be. I used to drive up and down the M4 an awful lot, and there was somewhere about. I'm trying to think. Somewhere towards London, the final sort of junctions in, there was an old school factory. Which I don't think we'll see in this campaign we're on at the moment. I think it turned up in the Chicago-Detroit urban missions. But it just happened to be a building that I drove past a lot and had an interesting silhouette in the chimney, and it ended up in the game. The same as the bridge in the first mission of Conflict Desert Storm that you had to blow up was one that goes over the M25 about Junction 15 or somewhere along these lines. Heavily influenced by it, clear of any copyright violations.
Yeah, they're going to come and get you now. Now they know that, they're going to come for you. Industrial engineer is going to hunt you down.
Open source.
Well, yeah. Anyway, so we'll take it. Look at those units. It's a thing of beauty seeing it all kind of gallivanting across the terrain once again. Cool, cutscene. Oh, no, finished it.
No, objective failed. Not going well.
Well,
I'm not sure. I haven't been paying enough attention to work out what's going wrong, but that's like the third or fourth.
No, I haven't either, to be honest. It's just been nice watching it. It is a. Listen, how I know it's probably running on a temple, running on a nice quick kind of PC, but it was It's still a great looking game, despite the low poly count.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel the UI for it as well. I just remember that.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what we're doing with that UI at all. Literally just.
Yeah, when you think about accessibility or color blindness or that kind of thing from this decade.
Not server, no. And stylistically, I think the UI differed quite a lot because I kind of dipped in and out of it as we were developing it. So the kind of style changed a little bit. It's kind of like, or I just seen another film where I'm like, oh, I quite like that. Let's take that in. Yeah, no consistency.
You were talking earlier about the one texture sheet that everything had to come from, and as part of the later releases we did, like the Cyborg dropship I was mentioning, basically any of the new units we introduced had to come off the same texture sheet. So we had to be very, very creative. So, for instance, the Cyborg dropship came off this dropship, which is clearly everybody can't see that's on screen at the moment.
No.
And all the unit body types and the whatever it might be, the laser turrets or what have you introduced. Yeah, we reused a lot.
You'd never know. Now, if you support it for everyone, thought we had made unique units up.
Oh, damn! They get to look behind the curtain.
It was a massive shame when actually they did close down kind of pivotal. Pumpkin, sorry. When we worked late on this game, which we did a lot, there was a lot of late nights working on this game. There was a curry house just around the corner from the office. And I remember when we finished, the game was finished, they phoned up. And they thought we'd upset them because we weren't ordering food anymore. It's like, no. We just finished the game. We're not working late anymore. Oh, okay. It was either curry or pizza. That was it. Pretty much. Yeah. And then Friday was pudding club. We had it out in the bath, and he struck down the most disgraceful puddings on a Friday. Sticky toffee pudding. Pudding Friday. We never mind gently messing.
I'm just looking at the box again. So that was the tagline for the game, was strategy by design, which is great. It's not something that any of us came up with. No. That's the kind of thing, if you're thinking about like establishing the direction in the first place, or something we could have lent into. It's perfect. Bravo.
After the game finished, yeah, what the hell? Yeah. Maybe we can do a retroactive style guide for Warzone. I mean, it'd be a freaking mess.
It's tempting.
Yeah. Still look at the UI. I think the tanks are consistent because they have to be. Because they're all the same page, right?
Yeah.
That consistency came through necessity. Which almost sounds like I know what I'm talking about. I don't know who did terrain. But did you do the terrain stuff? I don't know who that was.
I didn't do the textures. I did quite a lot of the world building, if you will, actually, building the maps. Placing the units, the trees, and all that kind of stuff, and the mountain elevations, what have you. It's not for by today's standards of a world machine or what have you. It's just you're doing a pixel up and you paint it by hand with the appropriate texture.
Well, yeah, but quite small place. You're setting it in a desert, right, with a lot of trees and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, do that in a non-built up area.
And then we went to a city for the next one.
Then you went to a city, I just thought, I mean, you call it a city.
Yeah, it was a ruined city.
Yeah.
There had been the nuclear apocalypse and all that.
That's what happened.
Yeah. The NASDA defense system. Definitely not the NASA defense system, the NASDA defense system.
As
somehow ended up Terminator style launching all of the nuclear missiles in the world. It may not have something to do with the Nexus. Bad guy.
You did. I remember you did the you modelled the satellite for that.
I did. Yeah.
Cutscene. Yeah. Could have been cutscene that.
The real thing's coming out the back of the rocket, look at it like popcorn in hindsight. The missile launches for the nuke to take off.
I can't remember what in the missions were, to be honest. It was like, go somewhere, blow it up, go somewhere else, blow it up, kill them all. take your base. I mean, that's pretty much it, really, right?
And that's why I would win at multiplayer.
That's why you would cheat at multiplayer.
Now,
Because you hated to lose, that's why.
Tish. So for
It's quite nice.
I was reasonably good at Warzone, to the point that when we had 8-player multiplayer games, all the rest of the 7 players immediately went for me to take me off the grid. And I managed to work out that the debug tools were still active, and I could switch to their player number, blow up their control tower, which took their radar out, and then selectively I could select their units and auto-destruct them without them knowing what was going on. Which will be referred to as the Kobayashi Maru scenario, Kirk Stanley. Works great.
Thing is that you did this for ages without anybody realising what you were doing. I thought you was this amazing tactical genius.
Just did everything he went for.
Yeah. Oh man.
Good luck, Kirk.
And the EMP as well, wasn't it? It was really good.
Yeah, the satellite laser strike.
Oh, blimey. Oh my god, so many cool weapons.
If you call that thing in, turned out you've been working for the bad guy all along and they've been stealing your technology. Spoiler.
Yeah, but actually, I've not really kept abreast of, but the mod community made a whole bunch of other weapons up as well. It's just two guys reminiscing about the game they liked the most. Didn't actually listen to it.
What's playing this again? They're just charging through. They haven't taken out the base behind them. I'm wondering why. They don't seem to have brought any repair units along either.
They're doing the Penta maneuvers. They've got kind of 2 units around the side. Oh, well, do you remember what was the unit cap? They must have had a cap, mustn't they? No idea what it was.
I don't know what the default one was. I'm sure you can get up to 100 units.
What?
Got very crowded if they're all in the same place.
Yeah, I can imagine. Probably bring the PS1 to its knees, I don't know.
Oh yeah, PS1 was a slightly different kettle of fish. We had to change the gameplay to some extent, and it wasn't exactly more third person, I should say, but it didn't have quite the same sort of zoom out as the PC version did. Still cracking fun. But I played it a whole bunch while testing it, and it was cracking fun.
Yeah, just the design on the controller did a really good job of the buttons. They're actually assigning the buttons to that for an RTS on a unit. Really good job.
Oh yeah, you could set locations around the map, so you could jump from one place to another instantly, or back to your base. Pressing B took you back to your command tower. Gosh, I can still remember that.
So we'll come back to you now. See.
Yeah. You could auto-destruct them, or if you wanted to recycle them, you had to send them back to a factory or a repair point, so you could produce units that basically had the same experience of them. They effectively went back and got rebuilt as the more modern versions of whatever you've uploaded.
I've forgotten that. Yeah. I've not got the audio playing, but I can still hear it. I want to go on a video.
Yeah, I know what you mean. And then when the oil's there exploding, or the construction complete.
It never leaves you. It's engraved into my very soul. And look how fast you think when they're kind of building. That blimp can turn on a 5-pence piece. It really can. It just kind of swings around. Some cracking animation on that. Yeah. There was always a thing with Warzone, like, if technically you couldn't work out how to do it smartly, you could just get loads and loads of flipping units and kind of pincer maneuver everything, which is overwhelming everything. It was,
brute force and ignorance.
Brute force and ignorance, absolutely right.
Which again, I'm just going to point out is why I used to win a multiplayer.
I'm glad I still have been 20. When was this? When did you say Warzone was released? 1999.
It was released in 99, so we were working on 97. I don't know if it started in 96. No, I think it was early 97 it started.
Right. Yeah. So 26 years later. Quick math.
Yeah.
Still holding a grudge, which is why I don't play multiplayer games anymore. Because it's just cheap.
Good kind of player.
And you're better than me. You're better than me. Okay, I admit it. You're better than me.
Modesty forbids.
I'll be your Candy Crush.
Zip, zip, zip. There's the command unit. So yeah, I'm trying to work out. Oh, repair unit. I've got at least 2 repair units going.
You look at a spark's going to go in a way there.
Yeah.
Familiar glow the command unit. I think also kind of, because a lot of the tanks look very similar, right? So only when the effects they were giving off, you could tell what they were.
Yeah, we could have done more with the silhouette changes and what have you, and in hindsight, but they all were very small, so it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, and you had I don't know, 30 polys or like that to build each tank.
Mm-hmm.
If it was,
but that's another one of the innovative features the game had was you could set damage levels, so you could set like the range that they were going to engage at, like you select a bunch of units or a commander, and you could say if you want them to engage at long or close range depending on their weapon choices, but you could set damage levels, so if they were lightly damaged or medium damaged or heavily damaged, if they were going to retreat and go and find the nearest factory or repair station, they would do that. Your forces didn't necessarily have to die. If you were keeping an eye on things and they were getting down to heavy damage, they would automatically, if you'd set the settings correctly, they'd trundle off and go and get themselves repaired and come back again.
Which, if this goes down well and people are interested and like listening to just insane ramblings, we'll do one for Max 2 and 3. Yeah. Mountains was 2, City was 3, right?
No.
Yeah.
So no, you started theoretically in the mountains, and the first act you got sent, the 3 airships went off to different locations. Our airship as the player went off to Arizona. So the first act was the desert, and then the second airship had gone to the city, Detroit or Chicago or whatever. So you went to go and help them out as they were being overrun. And there was the kind of the North beach landings is set by airship, and you had to come in and save them. And then in the third act, you went back to where you started from, but it turned out that soon after you'd left in the first place, your entire base had been overrun and taken over by the big bad guy. So all the technology being researched throughout the game, spoiler alert, throughout the game had been being sent back to your nemesis all along.
There's an arc there. There's an arc. Oh my god! A story and everything.
I thought that bit was great from the writing point of view. The maps got bigger and bigger during the desert campaign or whatever. You expanded outwards. You expanded out, like you were saying earlier on. Unlike Command and Conquer, you didn't restart. You kept the same map. It just got bigger. We revealed more parts of it, and then when you got a super base going, we pulled the rug out. And you had to leave the end of the first act. And the second act, where you've taken the city, you've managed to hold it, and then the bad guy gets hold of nuclear weapons, and you've got, 20 minutes or something to get out before the whole place gets annihilated. And then by the third act, it was all going horribly wrong. Mm-hmm. That was good. Kept people guessing. Bunker beds. Yeah, no. Missiles there. Moving very slow.
When I was doing the audio for this, we because I was, my background was art, and I did the audio for a bit of fun, and then they realised that, you're on the audio for the game, so they built me a little kind of studio downstairs, away from everyone else, which they kind of soundproofed this kind of little kind of coffin for me to kind of sit in and do the audio.
Prison cell.
My prison cell. During the winter months, because it was in the basement, I'd go to work in the dark if it was winter. There'd be no windows in there, and I was in the basement.
Double doors.
Double doors, let him in with coffee every now and then, and I'd leave and it was dark. It was kind of like, did the sun ever come up? Like, did I see the sun? Like, that's taking so much vitamin D to keep myself going. Absolutely crazy.
Scurvy.
Vegetables. Yeah. Oh, beefy Keith. Yeah. That one up. Yeah. Hey, Keith, if you're listening. How you doing, man?
Keith Ledger.
Keith Ledger didn't like his veggies.
Keith Ledger is one of the design team, and his name is very close to Heath Ledger. And at some point, around the point that Heath Ledger died, there was a big... somebody had actually tagged Heath Ledger in the article about Heath Ledger's death. And there was an online article about the fact that, no, Heath Ledger is still alive. He's got nothing to do with it. Why are you bothering him? Or something to that extent. So at last.
Yeah, fun times. Poor Heath Ledger. Oh, we had some fun, didn't we?
One of the battles with Keith, he was the last surviving player on a map, and he had a canyon to himself, and he was completely walled off behind mountain ranges, and he'd got quite a lot of, must have been howitzer units by that point, and I couldn't get close to him. And that's the feather paper stones thing I was talking about earlier. I managed to develop the technology for counter battery sensors, which meant that if this particular sensor turret was within range of any long range like howitzers or mortars, when they fired, my own howitzer units that were assigned to this particular turret would then detect them. And so I built the heaviest unit I could, stuck one of these turrets on it, and assigned a bunch of other, like half a dozen repair units to go alongside it. And I sent it merrily off to its death. When it got within howitzer range of Keith's base, all of his howitzers opened up and annihilated my one. But just before it got destroyed, it tagged all of his howitzer positions. By that point, I controlled the rest of the map, and all of mine opened up, and that was that. Game over. Fantastic.
That's cool genius that you were.
Strategy line.
Yes, it is strategy by design.
Something like that.
And apologies for those listening. It's it's nearly 10 o'clock on a Thursday night. I'm over in Cambridge. Erol's wherever you live, Erol. Where do you live these days?
Yes, the Kentlis of Kent.
London. The Kentlis of Kent. So we are doing this remotely, so there's the occasional kind of drop out on the audio kind of side. If it does, people like this kind of stuff. Maybe next time we'll meet face to face and do it properly. Which
Good lord, like in the olden days.
On like and subscribers. I know, right? So apologies for the quality in the audio and the occasional dropout. Say that's for your entertainment. I'm entertained.
I thought you were going to apologise for the quality of the Martin there, or the Erol.
No, quality was never good, but it's always been improved on. Do you know that it's a fun factoid for you? That Warzone was one of the earliest open source commercial games.
Good lord.
Yeah, 2004. 5 years after release, Warzone was open source. Warzone's code went open source. And it's released as well.
21 years after that.
Yeah.
People
still playing it. Bless them for doing that.
Enjoy. There's all of you commanders out there, enjoy. Remember to blink.
It's always nice, obviously in the era of kind of digital downloads and that kind of stuff, you don't get kind of physical copies anymore kind of games, which I kind of miss, to be honest. I'm just having like a plastic box in my kind of hand. And you reminded me to show me the box this week. It was a big box, man, big cardboard box.
Oh yeah, PC games back in those days. It's pretty huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Like a real kind of, felt like you're getting your kind of money's worth. But seeing one of the biggest things as a kind of game developer used to be like going into a shop and seeing someone buy your game or someone talk about your game, like
hopefully seeing it number one in the chart.
Yeah, I mean, apologies to the Bath Game Store. We used to go into that store and move all our copies of Warzone to the number one slot and on the shelf, and then move all number one out of the way. It's just
Speak for yourself. I never touched them, please.
No, I heard people did that. I didn't do that, obviously, because that would be wrong. Can't do that anymore. But so good. And knowing people are out there still playing this kind of game and enjoying it as much as we did when we made it.
You haven't done it right now. Freaking loved it, yeah.
So much. Oh, man. Even seeing this stuff just bringing back so many memories. But when we were in the company studios, it was like a 3-story building, and the art team were on the top floor, And there's lovely overlooked on the parks in Bath and the canal. Nice glass windows kind of everywhere. It's absolutely kind of gorgeous. But in the summer, that thing turned into an absolute blimmin' greenhouse. It was just so hot to the point where they had to install air conditioning because the computers wouldn't work and you sort of ready to go and it just burst into flames overnight or something like that. Absolutely kind of terrible. We did have a lovely balcony. I overlooked that thingy. Yeah, balcony. Said that there was a cup of coffee and oops, sit there with a kind of cup of coffee and throw things at people with bars in the canal. Good fun. Spur people.
As long as nobody in the office came up behind you and shouted good morning in your ear.
Yeah. Was that when the caps thing started? Was that when we started setting explosives on your desk and my desk?
I don't think we started doing that until Pivotal, but
okay.
Yeah. It's when I started having a chair on the back, or a sign on the back of my chair saying "Do not start."
Yeah, so obviously we did. There's little, didn't explain ourselves slightly. There's little kind of little kind of cat guns. There were kind of these little snappy trap things, right? You're gonna put under kind of desks, under books, and a mouse or a keyboard, something like that. So when it moved, it go bang. And Erol being
hilarious consequences.
Hilarious consequences. Especially if you're having a drink at the time or something and it exploded coffee. Yeah, and it kind of, these things escalate.
I found out you could put them under the phone receivers and then ring somebody.
God.
When they picked up the phone.
I'm sorry.
Hilarious consequences.
Yes. Right. Anyway, so that was our first podcast before we get into weird legal territories and kind of weird speculative charts and kind of guess. Yeah, that was our first podcast. I hope people enjoyed it. I enjoyed talking to you, Erol. I always do.
Smashing
it was just in the least bit entertaining. I'll try and keep some of it in the end. But really enjoyable. Yeah. Like I said, hopefully we do the next one kind of face to face. If people have enjoyed this, please do say so in these kind of comments in these kind of places, or comment to our YouTube channel, and you can listen to music, which is on my YouTube channel. If you feel that will take kind of urge, that kind of crap, yes. But otherwise, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff like that. And hopefully we will plan to do a second one sometime soon. So as the clock strikes 10 o'clock over here in Cambridge, I wish you farewell, and thank you very, very much, Erol, for joining me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. All of you out there who are still playing Warzone, bravo. I hope you enjoy a fraction of the amount that Martin and I have now through the years. Cracking stuff.
Now I want to play Warzone now. I want to go to Cast.
10 o'clock at night, go for it.
Yeah, we go tonight, right? We 5 more hours, play some Warzone. I get frustrated by you kicking my ass. Yeah, we totally do that. Okay, thanks all. Bye-bye.